Hey, everybody, it's Christine Parakis, and we are back with a very special return guest. I am so excited about today's show because I've gotten Scott Aaron to come back and give us some really fundamental, useful tools that we can use to build our business and truly create career invincibility. And in case you missed Scott in our first program, I wanted to share with you again. He's an internationally acclaimed, award winning online marketer, best selling author, top podcaster, speaker, and go to guy for converting traffic, establishing connections, creating residual income using LinkedIn, and just an amazing entrepreneur, amazing success. He's passionate about helping people. And most importantly, he has a huge heart. And the connections that we've made together between us and out in the world is just authentic. It's real. And I really want to hear more from Scott. So welcome, Scott. And let's talk about your journey, how you got here, and what are you doing for people now to make LinkedIn create a seven-figure coaching business like yours?
Well, I mean, it's not about what I'm doing. It's about how I'm utilizing it. So, there's some things that people need to know about LinkedIn because there's a lot of people out there that they think it's just like any other social media platform. They think that it's like Facebook and it's like Instagram or they think what it was about 10 years ago, which was where to get a job and where recruiters hang out, which you can still go on there and look for a job and you can still obviously get recruited. But things changed about 5 years ago when Microsoft bought them out. And the genius behind LinkedIn is that what Microsoft did is they embedded something called SEO, or search engine optimization, which for anyone listening to this that has a website, you want to make sure that you have certain keywords on your website. So if people go to Google, they go to Yahoo, they go to Bing, you're going to appear first. And the one thing that I really love that LinkedIn did, namely Microsoft, is that they allowed your LinkedIn profile to act as a search tool where, and just to give you an idea, if I go on, if I just went to Google and I typed in Scott Aaron, one of the first things that would actually appear would be my LinkedIn profile because it's optimized. So, the one thing that I tell people is that when you gain more visibility, it's a game changer. I always tell people that Facebook is the barbecue of social media. That's where people go to hang out. Instagram is the Bravo TV of social media. So it's basically just one long reality TV show where people are looking at other people's lives and actually wishing it was theirs. And then they start feeling bad about themselves. So they play this evil comparison game, which, Christine, you and I both know, comparison is the thief of our joy. And we can't compare ourselves. And again, I follow the teachings of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, which is instead of living in a world of competition and comparison, live in a world of creation and collaboration. But there were three glaring statistics that really stood out to me that really had me say, you know what? Whatever chips are in front of me, I'm going to push them all in. So when I tell people, when you're building your business and you're building your brand online, there's three things that you need to look at. Number one, you have to look at the organic size of the network that you can grow. And there's an old adage, your net worth is your network. So if you have a small network, you're most likely going to have a small net worth. But if you have a large network, you could have a large net worth. Now, Facebook, you're only allowed 5,000 quote unquote friends. That is not enough to build an impactful business. Will it get you started? 100%. But there's the what's next. Instagram, even though you're allowed millions and millions and millions of quote unquote followers, what people need to understand is that Instagram actually has the highest rate of fake accounts to real accounts on all of social media. Now,
more than Twitter?
yes.
Wow.
So per user, percentage-wise, Instagram has the highest rate of fake accounts to real accounts on all of social media. Now, LinkedIn, you're allowed 30,000 organic connections, which is 6 times larger than Facebook. I personally have grown my network from about 500 to nearly 28,000 in the last 3.5, almost 4 years. Now, the second thing is the demographics. So how old are the people that are on the platform? Well, Facebook and Instagram is the same. The average age is 18 to 29 years old. And on LinkedIn, it's 30 to 55. Now, that's not to say there's 600 million people on LinkedIn. 87 million of them are of millennial age. So even the millennials now, Christine, are seeing the benefit to being on a networking platform that is allowing people to connect with other business professionals. Now, the third and final, and this is the big one, money mindset. You need to know where the people are that can afford your services. So on Facebook and Instagram, the average income is $30,000 a year or less. The average income that someone makes on LinkedIn is $100,000 a year or more. So when I saw these 3 glaring statistics, that was enough proof in the pudding where I said, you know what? I got to use this platform to its best capability and ability. And I did. I figured it out. I basically struck oil, because not only is it a lead generation machine, it's a revenue generation machine. And now I teach other people how to do the same thing.
Wow, that's an amazing story. And I know it seems insurmountable to think about getting 30,000 connections, but what are some of the strategies that you used to get started when you were back to 500 at the very beginning?
Well, the strategies that I actually used, 4 or 5 years ago when I started, are still the same strategies that I'm using right now. So I call it the layer cake of LinkedIn. And I know that, people are listening to this, so I want you guys to visualize this with me. So I want you guys to visualize a 3-tier wedding cake. And it's not just because I just got married, but it's the easiest way to describe it. So you have the big tier, or the base of the cake, at the bottom. And then you have a medium tier, a small tier, and then at the top is typically the figurine of the happy couple. Now, the base of what you need to do and what you need to start with, which is the way that I started with, is your profile. If your profile is not filled out properly, you're not having the right keywords, and this is what I'm going back to. There's SEO. So when you're on LinkedIn, you need to have a proper headshot. You need to have a branded background photo. You need to have a proper headline that describes all the things that you do. The About Me section or the Experience section needs to be broken down in a way where you have a specific summary of what you're doing. So, using specific keywords or buzzwords, or having a call to action, which is to go to your website, or you can email me. Examples of the achievements that you've had, having an active voice, a positive tone. Make sure, and this is the other big thing, Christine, is I see people do this all the time in the summary section. They do things from third person. Christine is considered. You always use the first person. Your profile is your introduction into someone's life. So you need to make sure that it's filled out properly. Now, the experience section as well, these are all the key connecting points to you and the network that you're going to build. So making sure that you have everything listed that you've ever done and that you're doing right now is absolutely key, because that acts as your anchor and your connecting point. Making sure that you're having your education section filled out, volunteer experience, licenses and certifications, your skills and endorsements, the other section, which is getting recommendations, which I consider the Better Business Bureau of LinkedIn. And why is that? Is because this is where people go. This is where people go to actually look at your credibility. So if anyone was to visit my profile on LinkedIn, all you have to do is type in Scott Aaron, Forbes. I'm also a part of the Forbes Coaching Council. And you are to scroll down to the recommendation section. I have over 430 written recommendations of people that have said, yes, this guy knows what he's doing. So you let the credibility that you have be spoken to by others that say, yes, they know what they're doing. So be very consistent with asking people within your network to recommend you, whether they're colleagues, friends, family, current clients, past clients, employees, past coworkers, current coworkers. Support each other. So that's the first layer. The second layer is actually the build of your network. You know, you have to be very specific. So for anyone that's listening to this, grab a piece of paper and write down who the perfect person for you to talk to is. Who is most likely to hire you? Who is going to buy your product, good, or service? Who are you going to have the most organic conversations with without even knowing who they are? When you can pick out exactly who that person is and what they do, what industry they're a part of, what job they have, you've defined your avatar. So for me, I love talking to other podcasters, other coaches, other speakers, other online business coaches, network marketers, finance professionals. Those are people that I have the most connection and relatability to. So you want to build your network on the backs of those that you can have the most connections with without even knowing them. So you use the search engine to search for those people. You go to the search engine, you type in online business coach, and you start connecting with other like-minded people. You get 30,000 connections. Make use of every single one of them. You don't want to just connect with anyone and everyone. You want to be connecting with those specific people that truly want to network with you. And remember, Christine, the signs of getting rich. You want to live in that world of connection, creation, and collaboration. So look for people to create, connect, and collaborate with. Now, the third layer, and this is where things typically fall to the wayside. I say that the wheels typically fall off. And this is messaging. And what I'll tell you is I challenge people all the time when they message me on LinkedIn. They send me these 18 paragraph long drunkalogs trying to sell me, trying to pitch me. You know, I got this free guide, download it. And I wrote back to someone today. You know, they sent me this whole long message. So I sent her a message she sent me a connection request. And I sent her a message, and I'm going to get to that in a second. And then she wrote back this. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraph long drunkalog. And I wrote back to her. I says, was this an auto-generated message? And she said, no, I send it out once I have connected. It may seem a little automated as I send the same link to everyone. How are you? I said, I'm well, but may I make a suggestion? She goes, of course. I said, it's always a best practice on LinkedIn not to send anyone information, even if it's free, without getting to know them first. If the person wants the information, then you can send it. But by you just putting information out there, it's not going to draw people closer to you. So people are